damn thing didn't work right. I'll be amazed. Oh my god, it's actually working. Well, that's an amazing concept, isn't it? 6:16 p.m. It is still the 15th of May, 2023. The Weaver John C. Risbon, California. Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, which would be me. Alrighty. How the hell am I doing today? Oh, let's just say that certain things happened that I'm still trying to get over. I had tried to explain in different videos how depression kicks my ass, how the grief kicks my ass, and when I have depression and grief kicking my ass at the same damn time, the damn thing's worse than a Tootsie Lollipop. Remember those things? Sucking them for so long, and one of these here days you're going to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll, actually to the Tootsie Pop, and it'll be a big Tootsie chocolate candy. Well, mine's not chocolate candy, it's just still there. I'm still trying to get past the damn sugary shell just to see if there's anything else beyond it. And then once I get beyond it, maybe I can get past the damn grieving and depressional shit. Because it's still kicking my ass. I haven't been keeping track of the politics. I have been getting myself too damn depressed. It's not by force of will either. No, it's basically my own situations happening where I am just kicking myself left and right. I have to keep doing these videos. I have to keep talking about these things because this is important to me. Okay? I know there's a lot of things out there to be talking about and probably getting excited or going crazy over. And everyone else is going to be going crazy over this thing and that thing. And I see people going out and having adventures. They're going out there and dealing with life on life's terms. They'll probably be asking me, well, how come you're not going out there and dealing with life on life's terms? Well, because life is hitting me here on life on its own damn terms, and it's turning me into a damn blob of jelly or something. In situations like this, there probably would be anger somewhere in there where people would just react or overreact to things and then try to find some kind of weird reason for their own misery. And I can't tell you that I don't have it. Except to know that I get depressed. Except I know that the chemicals are still screwing around with my damn head. My head and the heart are still bleeding, so to speak. But I'm supposed to be okay with this? I'm supposed to be really okay with this? At the loss of family that I've had most of my life, no, it didn't affect me until the last 10 years, and then it just collapses and crashes, and I struggle to live alone. I struggle to deal things on my own. It was one thing if I was still having family around and I'd be responsible for them, and I had to keep thinking about it and work on that. It doesn't work when I'm doing about it on myself. I'm focusing on someone else. I'm focusing on Ma or Dave when they were alive and trying to take care of them and take care of the needs. And sometimes it was a pain in the ass, but I did it anyway because it was my job. And I kept thinking about it was my job, it was my job. And I know you're going to be throwing hell logic at me saying, well, why can't you do it this way? Because of the job. And I'm thinking, because you don't get it. Because you didn't see beyond the scope. When I was doing it, when Ma was still alive, I was doing it because they were alive and they needed my help, and had to do everything else I could to take care of them. And I didn't care if they were in what kind of condition they were. I was going to take care of it because that was my job. And I thought I could take care of everything because they were still alive and they were there. They were my support one way or another. I mean, even emotional support, just by being there, present, was just enough motivations for me to get going and pushing everything else back inside my subconscious cage, not dealing with that shit. I was just focused, focused, focused. You work your ass off like crazy. You had to keep focused, focused, focused. And you take care of the family because I was the focus, 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 focus. You had your support right there, so you focus, 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 focus. What happens when you take away the focus and you take away the supports and you take away the people that cared? You take away the presence. All you're left is yourself. See, that's the thing. I had never been by myself for a long while, or nearly at all. A short stint, maybe a weekend, or a camping trip as a teenager, a night or two at a friend's house. At least I had support. When Dave and I were homeless, we had each other. We had supported each other, one way or another. Dave was trying to support me emotionally at this point over here by telling me it's going to be all right. And I was still trying to find support for the both of us, trying to get us more money to come in to pay for a rental on a motel room. Struggled with that. And when we did get it, we struggled to get more food. Take care of our dogs when we had them. But we struggled together. But he goes. And I'm isolated. I'm not like the Borg. I'm having a hell of a time trying to adapt to that. It's not that any other person could come into life and therefore I get some emotional strength and support. No, because you're not family, damn it. They're not family. Friends, yeah, okay, fine, but were they also family? Tried to consider some of them as family, but it didn't seem like I was making any headways on that, so I'm not doing so well on that. I have a dog I take care of. That's family. Speaking of which, she's coming over here. Yeah, I'm getting out of range right now. Damn table's falling apart again. I have to be something. You know, I have to be supportive to my dog. But left all alone to my own devices, left all alone of what's going on, I couldn't even celebrate Mother's Day yesterday. Yesterday was dealing with celebrations of mothers both alive and dead. I could celebrate my mother being alive, but her being dead, that was hard enough. Man, I wanted to take my dog out. Okay, brought her in. Look, I know I am not the most happiest, charming fellow out there on the internet. I never said I was. All I kept saying about my logs were, there are my logs. There are things that I have to keep going and talking about because hardly anybody else doesn't want to talk about the damn shit. And if they do, it embarrasses and scares the living crap out of them. You try talking about something is intimate as dealing with death. I think they're going to tell you more about their damn sex lives than it's talking about dealing with death and grief because it opens them up too much. And they don't want to feel it. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be feeling that much pain and grief and loss in front of anybody else. It's bad enough they can be keyboard warriors and try to say the advice left and right or try to sell the books left and right. But when it comes down for being human and feeling the stuff, I'm not doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for myself right now. I'm trying to explain to myself, but also to posterity, I guess. Once it's my time to go, then I want something as a breadcrumb, as a record of what the hell happened and why I went through these things. And does it have any merit or does it do anything? And the problem is, I don't think it does for people. I can keep posting left and right on Facebook pages of the things I talk about, and I'll get responses from strangers on grieving pages left and right. But try to get my own people that actually theoretically liked me or friended me, and then it's crickets every time I keep shoving the shit out there. It becomes something like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this. Just get away from him. So maybe they got me blocked somehow. I don't know. Or maybe they don't even bother to understand. But I swear, one of these here days, I am not going to be posting. Not food recipes, not dogs, nothing. I'm going to do that one of these here days. I don't know if they'll be able to reach me by phone or by any other way. If there's anything for them to look at, if they actually really give a shit. Some of the postings were kind of making sense, though. You'll know your true friends, not that they come while you're smiling all the damn time. It's when you're in pain all the damn time that they hang around just to see what the hell's going on. And to tell you the truth, I haven't got them. I got acquaintances. That's the problem with the whole damn situation. I got acquaintances left and right. They're not friends. They sure as hell ain't family. Trigger word again. Because I lost my family. I lost an extended family who just became acquaintances to damn near strangers after this. I lost bloodline. Someone just don't even bother to talk to me anymore. Because I'm so damn miserable all the time. I'm depressed. I should look for something happy to soothe them. That staying in this form of misery, you think it's by choice? You think it's really by fucking choice at this point over here? And screw the damn language at this point over here if I insult people left and right. Or let alone the zeros and ones called Facebook and Google and YouTube and all those other advertisers out there, because let's keep it real. Let me keep it real. Real is telling what's in my mind and what's going on in my heart and how I'm feeling and how I'm handling things and how I'm dealing with it. Shit, you should be hearing the languages in the 12-step halls out there pouring their hearts and souls out. I mean, we have to keep it polite for the zeros and ones. But for everybody else out there who knows us intimately in those programs, any other question you're going to be raising is, well, how come you're not in those in those halls? Well, let's see. Access. For those who know that I'm still going through shit like this, you'd think I'd get some kind of help or some kind of, offer or a ride, as long as I pay for gas. Well, zip. Stuck. Physically, I can try walking to another bus stop. And during the daytime, I could take buses when I can. Weekends suck. Only Monday through Fridays. And only certain hours that I can actually take the bus to get home, get to Lancaster or Palmdale and come right back and then not kill myself along the way because if it gets too damn hot, I can't deal with the heat either. But, you know, an evening, well, nobody lives out here anyway, or gives me enough reason to hook up with them. So, I know, they say excuses, excuses. I said, no, reality check. Reality check. I knew people in the program that had to disappear for a while because they didn't have access to other meetings that they can go to. If there was going to be another meeting out here in Rosemond, it would have been at one particular place that they probably would have in the evenings, but I'd have to walk a long while to kill myself to get over there and back. No, thank you. But I know, I probably would need the exercise for that shit. Gee, it was miss me nice being skinny. But I know, it's a whiner baby thing. That's a thing I can't even deal with, right? Fine. So they probably think, you're just full of excuses. You just don't want to get help. Help, right. The help I wanted, I don't get. But the help you keep bitching about, I don't want your help. It's not pride, it's not ego, it's ability, availability. If anyone else is going to actually bother, my God, bother you to spend gas to get over to a place to help out a friend? No. It bothers them because they had to deal with me and my attitude. And the thing is, I'd have to put up a facade and a veneer up to show that, oh yeah, I'm still hurting, but I'm still here. I'm still dealing. I'm just. Did they really want to deal with me? I mean, honest to God, would you want to deal with someone like as depressing as hell like me? Have you been catching up with all this shit I've been going through these days? Would you actually want to deal with a schmuck like me in the first place? I know. The pity me, and he's feeling sorry for himself. We can't deal with that. We need something more positive, more energetic. Fine. You deal with your facades and you deal with your veneers and you just watch the supports break down left and right when it comes to it. And let's just say that when the shit hits the fan, are you going to have your support there? Your glee club? The people who actually gave a shit about you? See, that's the thing that gets to me all the damn time. And that also makes me angry. When you need to help the most, you don't get it. I say, well, why don't you ask for it? I've been asking for it, but nobody listens. Is there supposed to be a secret sign language, or is there supposed to be some kind of secret messaging I'm supposed to use in some kind of form of code? It's no wonder that when I start hearing people committing suicide left and right, and once they start showing the signs that they need help, it's amazing how people will ignore it until the long silence. Either they moved or they have moved on. And that's what gets harder. Because then you're going to have to tear yourself apart or just say, write it off. It was just some schlub. It keeps showing me the true nature of people actually giving a shit. Give me the opportunity to care. Give me the opportunity to be part of. Well, keep shutting me away. And that's how I feel concerning about the so-called friends and family out there, including the bloodline and extendeds. Because without an opportunity to give a shit and for them to give a shit about me, that's, communications is key in a situation, especially when you're needing it the most. And yesterday I needed it the most. It was the most miserable day for me to deal with. When Mama was alive, it wasn't a miserable day. It was a day we were trying to make her happy, to make us happy, because we didn't want her to be miserable, which would have made us miserable. And if my brother and I had screwed up her day, one way or another, we'd hear about it. So everything had to go off. We had to make the effort to show how appreciative we were. I mean, that's what it's also birthday and holidays are for as well. But not to be that way? Not to be that way? I couldn't feel anything except how to keep crying my damn eyeballs out and missing her and missing my brother even worse. Every time the anniversaries and the holidays are coming up, including the theoretical birthdays, when they were actually here on Earth, at sometime in this month, I'm going to be celebrating my brother's birthday. His natal, when he was alive, birthday. And it hurts like hell when I can't do that for him. Except try to find some way in his life to make an indication that he mattered a great deal to me. Oh, he probably would say, John, you don't have to do that. I said, yeah, I do, Dave, because you're worth it. And Ma's worth it. And me screwing around on a damn day like that, I couldn't even get the stuff I needed to celebrate her birthday with, or actually her Mother's Day with. There were no flowers. Had plenty of candy. If she had life, she should be eating some of the candy I had anyway. But what would get to me is, how would I be able to deal with her? In life I knew, but in death it's a different thing altogether. How do you commemorate a day like that? I mean, shit, I kept thinking about, it would have been nice to actually have a pomelo I'd had access to. Eat it in her honor, or, take a picture of it and said, this was my mama. She was a pomelo to me. She may have been looking orange, actually yellow and larger than life one way or another, but she was still sweet in the inside. I couldn't even find a picture of that in my pictures, and I know I have them in there somewhere. I don't know, she'd probably think it's sweet, or she'd probably say, are you out of your mind? Yeah, I probably am. See, I'm not reacting to any of the political crap that's happening these days, or hearing what's happening, and people are talking about things happening in government these days, and politicians and would-be politicians and all that crap. Because today I just didn't give a shit. Yesterday, before I get nailed by the damn triggers left and right, yeah, I probably would have given a shit. But then afterwards, the depression still lasts and lingers. And I look at myself and I'm wondering, what the fuck do I do next? So consider this being a bitch log at this point. A bitching and griping log. I guess I'm not supposed to have one of those. I'm not supposed to bitch and gripe and complain and just tell people what the hell's going on. I'm supposed to keep it up bottled inside like every other damn guy or every woman or anybody in between, even the animals. But animals don't commit suicide. They just struggle for survival and either live or die. And of course, we got human caretakers and caregivers. And I hated those times too. I come across people online that I knew are dealing with the pets that they have to keep putting down. too damn easy to say condolences or I'm sorry for your loss. No, my heart bleeds, my heart breaks. That just adds to the never ending list of more reasons to cry about, more reasons to be human, to be empathetic, because everybody else doesn't seem to be empathetic. They seem to be just mouthing it off. They wouldn't know what it was unless it jumped up and bit them in the ass. If you really don't know what true grieving is, then you really haven't had a lifetime of grieving or mourning or just held back all that shit. And one of these here days, it's going to put you in a hospital bed. And you wondered what the hell happened and how come you're so depressed all the frickin' time. Well, time to do some quick retrospective on yourself. Because you just ended up where my mother ended up at. She couldn't deal with it all her life. I mean, she pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed hard. But there was some breaking points in there that she just couldn't take it anymore. She lost her business. And she lost her will to live. She'll put up the false veneer and facade. But she really was broken inside. No matter what David and I could try doing about it, there was no way in hell to get her out of that damn funk. No matter how many medications it would pump into her, it was her own soul that was in trouble. And she was getting so sick and tired of being living, she just wanted to die. I don't know what the hell my brother was major malfunction was. Maybe he was too damn scared to live the way he was. There could have been a hell of a lot of reasons. Too many damn guesses. Probably say the same thing about Ma. That was just to see a broken person. Every single day. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm wondering if I'm going to be doing the same damn shit myself. Despite the fact I may have a goal or two to achieve. I'm still working on one of them. And not the other one. The other one was to have a book published or maybe a series of them. Wouldn't be famous. I don't give a shit. I wanted the title of being an author. Even though I'd just get a book deal and it was going to suck like crazy, I would have to push the book out myself. Screw it. At least I tell myself, at least I published. At least I tried. But this one, I know if I'm going through the college system and I get a degree, if I get a little bit of an academia, the lowest level step, I'm going to say, yeah, I did that shit. I should have did it a long time ago. I should have been better than that. But at least today, it's something. At least I could take that to the grave with me. Doesn't mean I'm planning on killing myself just yet. I'm not quite sure what plans my subconscious has for me, whether or not it still wants to kill me or not. It's still undecided. But when I get depressed, yeah. Oh man, I feel the arguments going on inside on that one. I feel it a great deal. I don't know. I have to look forward to something. I have to be positive. I have to be happy. I'm saying, no, I have to live. I have to survive. Happiness is someone else's illusion or delusion at this point over here, not me. If I happen to get through a day without getting triggered and I'm actually able to function, I'll call that a win. I'll call that a good day, okay? I may not have a good memory of the damn thing, but at least I'll call it a good day. But I don't know if I get triggered too many times. Don't expect me to smile like crazy and try to put up a brave face. If I do, I'd be lying to myself and lying to everybody else. I'd be lying. 12-step programs to tell you to be honest, teach you to be cash register honest. Can't tell you how many checks of promissory notes in there. Juggling of metal coins. Or the false promise of payments when you get credit cards. What does a cash register consist of? Promissory notes from a federal government? Put it into perspective. Put it into perspective. What's the solitary thing that you feel? You feel paper and you feel metal. Metal is supposed to be a little bit more realistic than the paper. But they also have their own values. So how does that ever apply to a guy going through shit? He's got to be honest with himself. Or she does. Or whatever the terminology is going to be these days of who we're dealing with. They have to look inside themselves and wonder what's the reality here? What's the actual balance and tally in your register? Did you ring up anything? Did you subtract anything? What the hell is causing your register to bleed like crazy? And you have to be honest with it. You got to be honest with the refunds that you're getting. You can't do any more refunds if you haven't got anything in your drawer to give them. And if you haven't got anything in the bank or in the safes behind you, then what do you got to give out again? What do? Take out the change out of your pocket and give it to the person who's asking for a refund? So now you're shortchanging yourself on this shit. Is that real enough? Is that a reality check? Is that truth enough? Because the next day I remember is you're walking back to the office or wherever the register is that you're working with. It doesn't have anything to operate in that you can give change or make change with. Bring it in from somewhere or someone that you borrow it from, or beg, borrow, or pilfered. Just to get your register working. It's a hell of a debt to add up, I'll tell you that much. But that's how it's feeling. We'll talk about registers, we'll talk about it in cashiering terminology. You want to talk about roller coasters? I still like to nail the son of a bitch that gave me the fucking ticket at this point over here because I like to put him in the damn car with me, chain his ass up to the damn seat and say, let's go for a ride, fucker. Let's go for a ride on this damn roller coaster of hell, of emotions. And let's see how you like it. You sell the tickets for the damn misery. Let's see if we give the shit out to you. How's that for a reality check? Yeah, real fun, isn't it? And that's what I got to deal with on a day-by-day basis. So sometimes I am not the most happiest person of all. Maybe some days I'll be able to function and be able to speak as well and maybe deal with that. But the problem is, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm really not. At least not tonight anyway. Ask me again tomorrow.